Hey, thanks for checking out my video today. We're making some Easter cutout cookies. These are sugar cookies, and I'm not showing you how to bake the cookies because I did another video for cutout sugar cookies. If you'd like to watch that, just go to my Rhonda's Thrifty Kitchen on YouTube and find the sugar cookie video. I'm sorry. And the hack that I do with the frosting is really simple. You just buy the canned frosting and then you heat it up about 30 seconds. You have to find kind of a sweet spot where it's not too hot and not too cold. You want it warm, but you don't want it too hot, because if you get it too hot, it gets so thin that it's really just like a glaze and not like frosting. So you got to be kind of careful there. The cookie that I'm doing right there is a carrot, and I'm going to dip it in orange sprinkles. So I'm only dipping the bottom half. That would be the orange part. I'm just dipped the bottom half in there, and then I'm going to put that into the sprinkles. And then later, after the icing sets up a little bit, I'm going to dip the other end in green frosting. And now I'm going to do a bunny, and I'm going to dip that in the icing, and then I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. I don't want it to like totally set up, but I don't want it to be so drippy, runny. I'm going to put it into the pink sugar so that will look like a peep. So I'm going to give it a minute to kind of settle, and then I will dip it in the pink sugar. Here I'm just doing some more eggs. The eggs seem to be the easiest ones, I think. You could get away with just dipping them and then putting some sprinkles on them. But later in the video, I'll show you where I just piped some lines and polka dots and squiggly lines to make the eggs look more like, decorated eggs. So I just put some sprinkles on one there, but later I will pipe some lines and polka dots on there. So now I'm dipping the bunny into the pink sugar so that it'll look like a peep. And for the eyes and the nose, I have these edible black beads, but chances are you don't. So you could always use mini chocolate chips, uh, or you could use some frosting, some chocolate frosting in a piping bag, and just, dot, dot, dot. If you don't have a piping bag, you can use a Ziploc bag. You just put the frosting in the Ziploc bag, push it down into the corner, twist the bag around so that it's snug, and cut a very small hole in the corner. And that is basically the same thing as a piping bag. So here I'm doing another bunny that I dipped and let sit for a minute. And sometimes you have to double dip. Like I pull this one out of there and it's not to my satisfaction. It's not pink enough. So I put it back in and give it another dip. And that one's better. So I just put the eyes and the nose on, and that one's good to go. The icing on these cookies, it will sort of dry to the touch, and you can even like stack them on top of each other after they set. But it's not hard icing. Like there are cookies out there that people make and they use royal icing, and that's the kind of icing that dries real hard, and then the cookies real crisp when you eat it. This is not that. This is still, it's going to be soft, and the cookie's going to be softer because it has a softer icing on it, but it will be dry to the touch. So there I'm just dipping the carrot cookie into the green part. And now I'm just going to do some piping to make them look a little more like a decorated egg. And like I said, if you don't have piping bags, you can definitely use a Ziploc bag. Sometimes I think it's easier if you had to use a Ziploc bag to use a slightly bigger Ziploc bag, because it's just easier to press everything down into the corner, and then you have a little bit to work with there that you can twist around and make it tight. So I ended up making a couple different colors. I did white, green, and blue. And of course, if you have multiple colors of colored sugar, like that pink sugar, you can dip your eggs in colored sugar too. And then you could just use white icing and dip them into a colored sugar, and then that would be the color on the egg. But I I only had that one color of pink colored sugar, so I just put a little food coloring in the white to get green and to get blue. And the white icing that you use for piping, definitely don't heat it. You just want to get that straight out of the can when it's still thick and cool, because otherwise you'd be trying to pipe with something really runny and it would be a mess. I have a couple different videos, so check them out if you'd like. It's Rhonda's Thrifty Kitchen. And I have a lot of other videos. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful. And I hope to see you again soon. Take care.